Let's see some questions based upon the shear strength of the soil. The first question that I have taken is, in a triaxial test carried out on a cohesionless soil sample, so it's a cohesionless soil sample, it means C is equal to 0. The cell pressure of 20 kilopascal, cell pressure we denote with sigma 3, that is 20 kPa. If we draw the shear, the triaxial test diagram, so for this sample, from here we'll apply the sigma 3 on all the sides in the first stage of the test. So this is sigma 3 and sigma 3 here. After that, what is given? The observed value of applied stress at the point of failure was 40 kPa and the angle of internal friction of the soil is. So they are asking for angle of internal friction. So we know that sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square 45 plus pi by 2 plus 2c tan 45 plus pi by 2. Now in this question C is equal to 0, so this part will be 0. So the remaining equation will be sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square 45 plus pi by 2. Now we want to know the phi, we know sigma 3, so if we can find sigma 1 then our problem is solved. Now if you say that this 40 kilopascal is sigma 1, then this question will be wrong. What is this 40 kilopascal? So you have given that the observed value of applied stress at the point of failure was 40 kilopascal. So what we do in this test, first we apply cell pressure, that is the first stage. After that we apply an additional stress that we call as deviator stress. So we can measure the cell pressure, we can measure the deviator stress, but sigma 1 is not the deviator stress. Sigma 1 is the summation of deviator stress plus cell pressure. So sigma 1 is sigma A plus sigma 3. So that thing you need to be careful of. So here it is given applied stress at failure is 40 kPa, so that is the value of deviator stress. Sigma 1 is equal to 40 plus 20, that is 60 kPa. Now just put it in this equation, 60 is equal to 20 tan square 45 plus 5 by 2. If you solve this, so you'll get, here it will be 60 degrees is equal to 45 plus 5 by 2, and so from here phi is equal to 30 degrees. So this D option is correct. Let's see the next question. In a clay soil sample is tested in a triaxial apparatus in consolidated drain condition at a cell pressure of 100 kN per meter square. What will be the pore pressure at the deviator stress of 40 kN per meter square? So you have been given cell pressure, you have been given deviator stress, and they are asking for pore water pressure. But read the question carefully. In this question it is written that it is a consolidated drain test. So when we studied this test, so it has a condition that at any stage of the test we apply the stresses in such a way that at any stage of the test pore water pressure is equal to 0. This is the basic condition. We do not allow the pore water pressure to develop. So many times you will be given this data that will not be required. So for that you need to be careful about the language of the question. So just simply 0 is the answer. After that, next question is, the effective stress friction angle of a saturated cohesionless soil is 38 degrees. So it is a cohesionless soil, it means C is equal to 0 and phi dash is equal to 38 degrees. The ratio of shear stress to normal effective stress. So we know that shear strength of the soil is given as C plus sigma effective stress. If we write it in terms of effective stress, then C dash plus sigma tan phi dash. Now here cohesionless soil, it means C dash is equal to 0, tau is equal to sigma tan phi dash. Now they are simply asking the ratio of shear stress to normal effective stress, that is tau upon sigma, which will be equal to tan phi dash. Now phi value is given, that is tan 38, so it comes out to be 0.781. So that is just the simple question. After that, next question is, a soil fails under axial vertical stress of 100 kN per meter square in unconfined compression test. So in unconfined compression test, what did we do? We did not apply any cell pressure. So cell pressure is equal to 0, and we applied vertical stress, and at the stress at which the sample will fail, that will be our unconfined compression stress. So it is given as the sample fails at this stress. So it means that it is our unconfined compression strength. After that, the failure plane makes an angle of 50 degree with the horizontal. So this angle is given. This is 50 degree. The shear parameters C and phi will be. C and phi have been asked. Now if you say that in unconfined compression test, what we studied that it is done for clay. So for clay, if you say that phi is equal to 0, so that is not always true. Sometimes if the sample is not saturated, even if it is clay, but if it is not saturated, then it can show some value of internal friction. So phi can be there. It is not necessary that phi should be 0. So but let's see what else is given. The failure plane makes an angle of 50 degree with the horizontal. So we know that angle of failure plane is given as, with horizontal it is 45 plus pi by 2, which is given as 50 degree. Theta f is equal to 50 degree. And our basic equation, that is, there is sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square 45 plus pi by 2 plus 2c tan 45 plus pi by 2. Now you have been given that it is an unconfined compression strength test. So sigma 3 is equal to 0 for sure. I have written here also. So sigma 1 is equal to 2c tan 45 plus pi by 2. So only this thing can come in your mind, that phi should be 0, because unconfined compression test we do for clay. So that I have explained here that it is not always true. If the sample is not saturated, then it can show some value of phi. So if you are given some data regarding the angle of friction or the regarding of failure plane angle, so you should consider the angle of internal friction. So from here 45 plus pi by 2 is given as 50 degree. So just put it in this equation. Sigma 1 is equal to 100 is equal to 2c tan 50. So from here C will come out to be 41.95 kilonewton per meter square. And they have asked the angle of internal friction also, that is the value of phi. So C is 41.9, and phi we can find from this equation. 45 plus pi by 2 is equal to 50. So phi is equal to 10 degrees. Simply this is the answer. C, 41.9 and 10 degrees. Next question is, a clay soil sample when tested in unconfined condition gave an unconfined compressive strength of 100 kN per meter square. So unconfined condition means sigma 3 is equal to 0, and whatever the stress is given, that is sigma 1, it is 100 kN per meter square. So we can say that in unconfined compression test, the major principal stress is equal to deviator stress, because deviator stress is given as sigma 1 minus sigma 3, but sigma 3 is equal to 0, so it is sigma 1. Now what else is given? A specimen of same clay with the same initial condition is subjected to UU triaxial test. So again we took one more sample and we did the unconsolidated undrained test. So in that case there will be sigma 3 also and sigma 1 also in this test, so both the things are there, and they have been given that the cell pressure is 100 kilonewton per meter square. It means that sigma 3 is equal to 100 kilonewton per meter square, and sigma 1 we know from the initial test. So for the first test, if we see, for the first test sigma 1 is equal to 100 kilonewton per meter square. So let me write here for unconfined compression test. Sigma 1 is this, and from the equation sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square 45 plus 5 by 2 plus 2c tan 45 plus 5 by 2. But in unconfined compression test c sigma 3 is equal to 0, so this part is 0, and if it is given like nothing is given about phi, so phi we will consider it as 0 here. So sigma 1 is equal to 100, and so phi is equal to 0, so this thing will become 1. 100 is equal to 2c, so from here c is equal to 50 kilonewton per meter square. So from the first test we know that the value of cohesion for this soil is 50 kilonewton per meter square. Now we are testing this sample again, or one more sample. So for this sample also C is equal to 50 kilonewton per meter square. What else is given? The cell pressure is given, and we have to find out the axial stress. So again we are testing it, UU test, and cell pressure is 100 kilonewton per meter square. Axial stress at failure will be, so they are asking for this vertical stress, that is our sigma 1. So again the same formula, sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square 45 plus 5 by 2 plus, this time it is for UU test, plus 2c tan 45 plus 5 by 2. Now here phi is equal to 0 because it is a clay and nothing has been given about phi, and sigma 3 is equal to 100 kilonewton per meter square, and C is equal to 50. So we know sigma 3, we know C, and this term will become 1 because phi is equal to 0. So sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 plus 2C. Sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 is 100 plus 2 into 50. So from here sigma 1 is equal to 200 kilonewton per meter square. Now in this question, what was asked? It was asked the axial stress at failure. So it is not asking for additional stress. If suppose it is asking for additional stress at failure or additional applied stress, in that case it would have meant that it is asking for deviator stress, which is the difference of sigma 1 and sigma 3. So in that case deviator stress would have been 200 minus sigma 3 was 100, from here it is 100. So just be careful about the language, otherwise the questions will be easy.